Ni sang bula talo ni talo for koi kim the moody halo keta one talk karaki na ko mai halo nim belong malo le soi fua maua malilangi mama Brian Sangala here. Brian Sangala vid specialist with another episode in our new series Job Hunting. Yay! It's taking you through some steps in the job searching process, especially with a focus on our young ones around halfway through the year now. And so year 12, maybe year 12, year 13 are starting to look ahead to what they can do in the future after leaving high school and that. And so just to recap before we begin with this evening's episode, last week we talked about laying a foundation. And so part of that foundation in terms of what you bring to the table for an employer or potential employer. What are your strengths? What are the skills that you have? Designing a career pathway versus just taking anything that comes up. What I mean by that is looking at what you are passionate about. What are the skills? The question you answer if there was something that you could do for forever and a day and nobody even paid you, but you'd still love doing it. That will give you an idea around what type of industries or work that you would like to get into, or even if you are looking at business, becoming a business owner, or even further study, tertiary education. So for tonight, we are looking at building your CV or resume. And I welcome any questions, comments, and that, as with last week's episode or any episodes that I'm sharing knowledge from over my 30 years experience as an MC, broadcaster, creative, host, brand ambassador, employment coach, and that it's not the end all be all. But I know that there is a lot of helpful information sharing, which please feel free to share or to take and to apply to your own situation and that as well. Young people, come on, man, you've got a lot to offer. You've got a lot to offer. God has a great purpose for your life. Come on now. Okay. So this evening, we are looking at building your CV. And so I'm going to go over the parts of a CV. What is a CV? Curriculum or curriculum vitae, taken from the Latin word, which in English translates to get me a job. Curriculum vitae or resume, as it's commonly known also. So what a CV or a resume is, it's like your calling card. It's letting potential employers give an insight into you as a person, the skills that you offer, your background, also your education, which will help them to determine as to whether you will move to or go to the next phase in terms of the interview process or not. And the difference between a good CV and a CV that stands out from amongst how many applications can be the difference, again, between you getting an interview, getting your foot in the door, or, okay, there goes another application, I'm going to submit another one. Okay, so let's touch firstly on the contact information. Now, for a CV, there's a lot of ideas with regards to the number of pages that you should have for a CV, but I would say 1 to 3 maximum. Now, funny me saying that because I've got my MC CV, which I send out, and it's pretty much a similar format to what I'm going to go over this evening. But that is about maybe 5 to 10 pages, and that's it's cut down from, pardon me, my original 34 pages, but predominantly with my MC CV, it's actually taken up by a lot of testimonials in there. But it's up to you. But at the end of the day, if you put yourself in the shoes of a potential employer, they're having to go through how many number of applications. And so if you can get everything into 1 or 2 pages maximum and give it that oomph, that will make you stand out all the better. Because the last thing, say for example, if I'm going through how many number of applications after the first and second page, and if I'm like, what, 6, 7 pages, oh man, on to the next one because I haven't got the time. Okay, so first part of a CV, you're always looking at your contact information. As part of your contact information, your name, phone number, email address. And if you have a LinkedIn profile, then yeah, feel free. Also your address. No, I don't. For me, you don't have to add your address. Don't worry about date of birth or adding photos or anything like that. It's purely the contact information with which they can get in touch with you if you proceed to the next part of the hiring process. Okay, personal statement. You're looking at about 2 to 3 lines here. And what are you writing in your personal statement? It's a short introduction about who you are and what you bring as a potential employee of a potential employer organization. Here's an example for you. Oh, things to mention. You can talk about experience, strengths, or career goal. Here's an example for you. A motivated real assistant, a real retail assistant with 4 years experience in fast-paced environments, passionate about customer care and growing within the sales industry. Okay, you can do something like that. Try and keep away from the jargon in that, but really in this 2-3 lines, it's like a sales pitch, and the product is you as the potential employee. And so don't go into the, I feel a bit comfortable. No. Times like this, you're going to be able to shout it from the rooftop and go, hire me. Okay, so but 2-3 lines and really make it punch. And that, of course, there are, if you're not confident or a strong writer, of course we've got any number of tools, ChatGPT. There's so many people using ChatGPT, Perplexity, AI, and whatnot. But even if you are using those, make sure that you tailor the final statement to how you would say it. Say it in your own words, if anything, taking once you do a prompt as a guideline. Okay, work experience. Start with the most recent job. What you do is you include your job title, company, the dates that you worked for them, and this is from what year, starting year to finishing year, or if it's within the same year, what month you started and the month that you finished. 2 to 5 bullet points per job, actions, verbs, results. And then another example: trained 3 new team members on POS system, improving team efficiency by 25%. If you had an award, if you received recognition during your time as an employee, note that down. For example, I was a 2010 salesperson of New Zealand for DHL, which I was. But you can tailor it. In this example, the example that we're going through this evening is regarding retail. Tailor your CV. That's a good one, Sangala. Tailor your CV to the job that you are applying for, or the industry that you are applying for. Wherever you can, tailor it to, make it job specific, industry specific. Next one is skills. So what are skills that you bring? You can be a mix of soft and hard skills: time management, teamwork, customer service, things like fluent in Samoan and English, Microsoft Office, forklift certified, etc., etc. And so with the skills section, you can also add qualifications. I dare say, put in your driver's license if you are new, like just getting into into your working career. Put that down. I have a license, full license, or I have a restricted license. Again, if you have a qualification in a particular area, say in hospitality, whether in logistics, customer service, maybe there was a course that you took during your time in year 13, during the transition to work classes, etc. Put all those down, because it will really help to add weight and also put you in good stead for potential employers. Because, say, for example, you have a qualification like a forklift license, and you're putting that down, you're going for a logistics job, employer will see that and will go, oh, well, saves me time and money. So that's always a plus. Education. Let's look at your education. Again, most recent first, and you can include qualification, school, institution, year. You don't have to go back to intermediate and primary school, but definitely with regards to high school and any higher tertiary qualifications. Note those down, and again, any courses that you took, which again will help to add weight to your CV. An example, studied toward BCom AUT 2019 to 2021, New Zealand Certificate in Business, Level 4, MIT. For myself, Bachelor's in Performance and Screen Arts, majoring in acting. As a 30-year-old, hey, put it down. And then finally, referees. Either you can list them down, which I do on my MCCV, or you can write down available on request. Okay, include the full name. If you are noting down your referee in the referees section, their job title, company, email, and contact. Very, very important. If you're going to put someone down as a referee, make sure you contact them beforehand so that they are aware, because the last thing, even though you were the best employee at this company and that, but if the boss is getting a call unawares, they can be taken for six. And then what making matters even worse, if you say you haven't been there for about a year or two and the boss can't even remember. So get in touch with your referees to let them know, hey, somebody from this organization is just going to give you a call, and make sure it's a good referee. Okay, so make sure that you actually have a good standing with this job, the person that you're putting forward as a referee. Rule of thumb for me, in the how many jobs that I worked over the years, I always made an effort to finish, to be a good employee and leave with a good reputation, in that if I ever had to come back to that particular business organization, that I would have that reputation still there, with people going, oh yeah, I remember Brian, he was a good worker in that. So that's another little tip for when you're getting into work, having a good name, having a good standing, having a good reputation. Okay. And then that's pretty much it in terms of the different sections of your CV. Now, there's a number of websites that you can go to which offer templates and that, and I've included those links in the description for this evening's episode. So where are those? Let me just have a quick squiz. So I've included one for careers.govt.nz, JobHunters.nz, as well as Zeti, and topcv.com. So these are just some websites. I'm sure there's many more out there that you can go, and it's simple as just entering a Google search, build a CV in that. And for the links that I've included in the description, they are free to use. And you can look, there's so many different templates. If you have, there's even on Canva, for those that are familiar with Canva. If not, it's a website, graphic design tools, where they do offer free CV templates, and I've had a look at it, and there are a number of different types of CVs, but also when you're looking at not just the formatting, but the style of your CV. Again, looking at, say, for example, if you are going for an office role, that you're keeping it nice and professional, versus if you're going for a job in the creative industries, you can add a bit of creative flair. But as with the CV, again, when you're looking at the style, everything from the borders to the fonts to the headings, etc. Again, think about, okay, this is the type of job that I'm applying for, and this is the type of industry that I'm looking to get into. Have a look, and even going online and doing a bit of research on CVs that are tailored for that specific industry or that specific job role. Okay, so I think that's, if there's anything else, but I'll take it, make an effort. Because again, CV is a calling card, and the more effort that you put into it, it'll definitely show up when it's being looked at in consideration for a role. One thing that I would say, please, 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 once you've finished, go through and check all the details, spelling, the years that you were employed, at the time that you were employed at a particular role, making sure that things are in chronological order. So for your job history, again, you're starting with your latest, going back. How far do you go back when you're listing your jobs? And that was like, I would say maybe, good 5 years, if you've got 5 years up your sleeve. Another question, what if all the jobs that I've had, maybe not even 6 months or that? Because if I'm an employer looking at a potential employee and I see, okay, it's a great CV, but I note here that the last 5 roles that you had, the last three to five roles, it didn't even last a year. What happened there? So just making sure that you have a reason. Don't lie. Just give a good reason. Could be something like, oh, it wasn't a good fit, or maybe if there was something, a personal circumstance which caused you to resign earlier than you had expected, things along those lines. And a common question also is like, do I put down ones where it's like 1 or 2 months? For me, I say any work experience, regardless of the length of time, put it down. But again, ensuring that you have a good reason, because when you get to the interview stage, a question like that may well come up if your blocks of employment, you know, don't exceed a year. If you've got good reasons in that, then yeah, put it down. Put it down. Okay. Well, if there is nothing else, Mr. Segala, that's it. But just want to thank everyone for watching. Really appreciate your support across all my social media channels. Please, if there is anything that you would like me to cover in the area of public speaking or tips, even though we're on job searching at the moment, this is only one feather bow to my cap, or whatever the saying is. But if there's any topic that you think that you'd like me to talk on more, and then of course, especially with MC work, feel free, DM me, PM me. You can email me at mbsangala@gmail.com, mbsangala@gmail.com. And also, of course, for my website, if you have an event that you would like, you're looking for an MC, can I humbly offer my services? You can visit my website, briansangala.co.nz. And just want to thank the incredible Nansen Stewart Miller family for the great privilege and honour of emceeing Lavender, Elisha, Emily Nansen Stewart's 21st on Saturday at Otahuhu Club. Had an amazing time, and it was great. And like I said to Mum Fee, 30 years in, it's still the greatest buzz and the greatest honor to be asked to host and to lead a special event. So again, if you're looking for an MC, creative, broadcaster, brand ambassador, hey, that's another one too. We got really good traction in Glory. We did a Talanoa with Seafood Palace, which is a road over from our street on Saturday, and we spoke to the lovely Maya, and it was like, bro, what, less than 48 hours, we were tracking at like 11, 12,000 views on TikTok alone. And it's like, oh, is this? So potential for small business owners, and sorry, we're looking in Auckland at the moment, but hey, through the wonders of modern technology, we can do online over Zoom and that. If you are a small business owner or startup and you're just wanting to get your story out there, hey, get in touch with me and we'll see what we can do. In terms of a Talanoa and interview, can post on your socials and of course share on my socials as well. Okay, mikasa isukasa. Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay. Yes, I will pray. Thank you, Father, for this day that you've made. We're so greatly rejoice and glad in it. Father, I thank you for every person that is watching or will watch this Talanoa, and pray, Father, that you would bless them, Father, you would bless their families, and Father, that you would fulfill the good, great purpose that you have for their lives. Father, especially for our young people today that are watching, I just pray, Father, that they would be blessed by this Talanoa. And that, Father, the information, the tips shared, they can utilize to help, start them on a great path of future greatness. Of course, helping their families and communities. In Jesus' name, Amen. Okay, family, that's me. God bless. Tō whāsui fua, and remember, look after